Hello. I know this is not your regularly scheduled programming that we usually do, but paranormal, conspiratorial, and all those other things, metaphysical and otherworldly and cryptid and scripted and just plain old weird stuff, they never sleep. And that's why today we'll be bringing you News from Beyond. Just a little segment. So we're going to be breaking down some of the weird happenings that happened in the second week of July here with everybody. And by everybody, I mean myself. Just this guy. We have some pretty crazy world news. CERN got turned on if you're into that sort of crazy stuff. Super hydro something or other hadron colliders. Yes, large hadron. large hadron collider, my lord. The Georgia Guidestones, those crazy things are gone, destroyed, demolished. Was it the New World Order? Was it some crazy conspiracy theorists? Was it people just trying to cause mischief? We don't know. That's why we're called Skeptical Eye. NASA finally released some images of the James Webb Telescope. Excited to check those out. So keep your socks on because you just should. And so with that, let's get into it. First up, we should probably talk about CERN. Now, a lot of people have had speculation about CERN. You know, they're trying to make black holes and they're finding all sorts of particles, and they're basically just smashing a bunch of magnets together down there. When I first heard about it, it sounded like they were going to destroy the Earth. And there's been a lot of fun going around on social media, people thinking that they've shifted our timelines and such like that. And actually, what's funny is that the first time I think that they actually turned it on was between the years of 2009 to 2012, I believe. Wasn't that the year the world was supposed to end? Maybe it did. Maybe this is all just a simulation. Maybe they sent us through a Stargate. I could list all day here, people. What were they actually doing? Just going to pull up a little article from the Washington Post. It just says, 10 years ago, a team operating the world's largest particle collider made history by discovering the Higgs boson particle, a finding key to understanding the creation of the universe, earning it the nickname the God particle. Right there, intense, the God particle. Something about upgrades run by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN. I don't think that they know how to do acronyms because that spells Eorner. Though scientists largely believe dark matter is real, none have been able to create or see it. Data collection and power upgrades made the particle smasher, called the Large Hadron Collider, could provide researcher one of the best blah, blah, blah. Okay. I can't apparently read. Josh Rudderman, an associate professor of physics at New York University, said, if we can figure out the properties of dark matter, we learn what our galaxy is made of. I mean, on the surface, seems pretty great. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you are in that camp where you think that this whole CERN thing is, just screwing up the fabric of time, space, reality. It could be. I don't know. I'm still here. So it kind of goes on. It doesn't really say what the heck they're doing. Anyway, they powered that sucker up a couple days back. Probably, this is the second week of July. And after that, a lot of crazy things were going on. Moving on to, we had the Georgia Guidestones. Those puppies were, let's just go over what the Georgia Guidestones are. Basically, they're some sort of weird constructed stone monument that was put up in Georgia, oddly enough, Georgia of all places. A lot of those conspiracy New World Order types were very against it just because of some of the stuff that was on there. It's kind of a weird background. There was some dude who went by, had a pseudonym. I think it was Robert C. Christian, went to the Elberton Granite Finishing Company on behalf of a small group of loyal Americans. It says here on the Wikipedia. Don't take my word for it. Take theirs. Basically, they wanted to make a kind of monument, kind of like a Stonehenge sort of thing. And if I remember correctly, it had a bunch of different, it had like Swahili and a bunch of other languages that basically wrote out these like laws or things that they wanted for humanity. And that's where all those crazy conspiracy things kind of come into play, where there's the whole New World Order. I think the biggest thing was, the biggest thing was the fact that they had said they want the population control. not population control. My bad. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, so this is the inscription. So they had it in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, traditional Chinese, and Russian. So apparently these languages were chosen because they represented most of humanity, while Hebrew was chosen because of its connections to Judaism and Christianity. But yeah, the biggest thing that the conspiracy guys really hit on was the maintaining humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. We done fucked that up, didn't we, huh? Now, clearly we're not one with nature, and this kind of sounds like some sort of tree huggy-esque sort of world view, but I hate calling them just conspiracy guys, but those people, the truthers as they like to be called, are kind of freaked out about that. They have this whole thing about the New World Order, and you're probably familiar with the whole New World Order. I am sort of. It's like a whole thing. I can't. Don't look at me to describe that. Essentially, it's like the Illuminati and like the ski and scroll and the skull and bones all mashed into one. Oh, the Freemasons are part of it. The Knights Templar, probably the Vatican. Well, anyway, they're all over the place with that noise. Anyway, somebody decided to blow it up. You know, that was I believe on July 6th. Yeah, you can find the footage. Weirdly enough, comes right around the same time I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he's one of those guys who thought it was satanic and all that. But it's kind of crazy because it kind of sheds the dark side of the whole, New World Order conspiracy, whether or not it's a real thing. I'm going to go Occam's razor on this one, but seeing that there's real world consequences to people's, I guess, emotional reactions to things that they believe to be true, whether they may or may not be. What can we say? The GBI is apparently, looking for the people, but we're going to look at politicfact.com. If your time is short, the decades-old Georgia Guidestone monument was commissioned by an anonymous donor on behalf of an unknown group. According to the new report, this secrecy and controversial messages on the stone slabs have fueled speculation that the Guidestones were connected to the New World Order. Proponents of the New World Order conspiracy theory believe that a group of powerful elites are secretly working to establish an international government that will give them control over global populations. That's what I'm talking about. That's what they're all about. The Illuminati, the Freemasons, the Knights Templar, the Egyptian mystery schools and such. Research shows that unfounded conspiracy theories such as the New World Order theory have incited people to destructive and violent acts. Well, yeah. Anyway, a little after 4 a.m. on July 6th, someone did just that, using explosives to reduce one of the Guidestone's 4 vertical granite panels to rubble. Authorities later demolished the rest of the monument for safety reasons, because the explosion had destroyed one of the slabs holding up the structure. Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, so the ones that I'm going to read through kind of what it actually said on the stones in case you don't know. But the first one, as I said, was maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Another one that was kind of fueling for the New World Order types was guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. The crazy thing is none of that sounds too crazy. I mean, obviously it's like a little bit, weird, but what you really going to do? Critics of the Guidestones argued that these instructions promoted genocide by suggesting a global population reducing from about 4.4 billion in 1980 to just 500 million, and championed eugenics. I mean, you can read anything anyway, no matter which up, down, left, right, forward, back, diagonally. And I kind of, hey, it could be, but Occam's razor. I had to look up Occam's razor before I start saying all that, huh? So I just looked up Occam's razor. I think that's what I'm getting at. It says that Occam's razor is the idea that in trying to understand something, getting unnecessary information out of the way is the fastest way to the truth or to the best explanation. Yeah. So basically, the simplest answer is probably the truth, in my estimation. Just a little thing. Except when it comes to Bigfoot and aliens and life in general. Oh yeah, it also had some like cool astronaut. It had some cool astrological stuff. Apparently, like it was like a calendar, which honestly, I feel I kind of miss the days of old where we could just make crazy, granite structures and stonework that lasted forever. And it could also be a practical thing. Sometimes I will be honest, I think that the ancients, we lost a lot of something. There was some knowledge or some kind of, I got theories for days on that. We're not even going to get into that. So let's just go through these inscriptions just so that we all know what was on there. So to maintain the humanity, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Eugenics. Unite humanity with a living new language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. I mean, so far, some of these, you could, what are you going to do? Take them out of context? Definitely. It seems like a pretty good guide if, humanity got destroyed and demolished. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, in our current society, looking at that, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts, and they avoid petty laws and useless officials. We could definitely do with that. Balance personal rights and social duties. Most of these seem pretty tame. Prize truth, beauty, love, seek harmony with the infinite. I'm down. Be not a cancer to the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature. I mean, all right, that seems maybe the aliens wrote this. But basically, you could take it any which way. I happen to be like, dang it, a crazy cool monument got demolished. Whether or not the New World Order put it up, at least it was pretty. At least that there was that. But enough about the crazy conspiracy stuff. Let's talk about what's been going on in space. And that would be the images that NASA's released from the James Webb Telescope. And boy, howdy, they're sick. If you haven't checked them out, now, I do hate to say, but did everybody forget about the Hubble Deep Field pictures? Like, those just go by the wayside? I remember seeing the Hubble Deep Field pictures, and like, that blew my mind. And then now we get an even better one with that James Webb Space Telescope. Look at all those guys. Like, there's so many darn galaxies. Like, it's like, I don't even know. It's hard to imagine. Like, and if you saw the zoomed out one where it went into the square, and there you see, just a bunch of smattering of stars, and then it's just galaxy on galaxy. Like, I don't know, man. I love space. I love aliens. I think that's just sick. You know what I mean? But how could we forget the Hubble Deep Field? I can't even say that right. Anyway, everybody, thank you for watching. This was the News from Beyond. We might do this some more, because crazy things is happening every day. Do that like, do that subscribe. Can't believe I said that. Actually, if you are here and you have enjoyed what you've heard or didn't, go leave a review on Apple Podcasts. That would help out a lot, even if it's 2 stars or 1 star. You know what? I would rather you guys give me 1,000,000 1 stars than have nobody review it at all.